Thank you, everyone, for coming out. This means a lot to me. I've been a doctor for 20 years now. And I know I don't look that old. I know I barely look like I'm over 20, right, Gamma? But what I learned when I was in medical school is that we always talk about diseases, how to treat diseases. And the downfall of that is that we never talk about how to prevent diseases. And that's been my passion, is to prevent us from talking about diabetes, high blood pressure, prediabetes, which over 80 million people have, and even talking about heart disease. And for the most part, I'm pretty honest. That's why people call me a gangster doctor, or they say that that's what I've been told. I'm a gangster doctor because I try and keep everything real. So you know that on April 6th, my mother had a stroke. And one of the things that I told my mom, I was like, Mom, here you are. You can make me tear. Hold on, I gotta get tissue.
It's okay, my girl.
Thank you. Thank you. So in the midst of everything going on, I had my boards that I had to take the next day for my family board recertification. I don't know how I did yet, but on top of that, I said to her, here I am calling myself Fit Doc. So how can I say I'm Fit Doc if my mother is not doing her physical therapy like she should? So Marcus, I don't know, where's your brother? Oh, Marcus. Yeah, so Marcus had told her my birthday is May 3rd. Everybody knows that I like to celebrate my birthday the entire month. And until I have a birthday cake, a Carvel ice cream cake, my birthday's not over. So my birthday's not over. And there's a few people that I haven't been able to celebrate my birthday with. Where's Vanessa? Vanessa and I both are in May. So Vanessa and I haven't celebrated our birthday. So the birthday celebration is still going on into June. So if anybody did not see me in May, I still have some openings for June. But going back, Marcus told, because I like to have a health goal, and I think that's what sort of gives us the nudge that we need to stay on track as far as our health. So Marcus gave my mother a health goal. He said, Grandma, every year we go out for Mom's birthday, we need you to be fit and able to walk to the restaurant, because we're not having a wheelchair to take you to the restaurant, and that's what we need you to do. So on May 3rd, we went for my birthday, and my mother walked into the restaurant, and we sat and we had a very nice a very nice dinner, which was a major accomplishment. But at the same time, I'm like, Mom, that was one goal. So the next goal is August. I worked really hard, spent a lot of hours on the telephone to get us tickets to go to the African American Museum, because I think history is very important. We don't need to repeat any type of things that have happened in the past. So it's important that as a family we go. So I think I got over 20 tickets. So my entire family can go, my siblings, my parents, my sister-in-law, my husband's mom could go. So everybody could go as a family. So I told her the other day, I said, we're going to be going August 23rd. So if you want me to look into getting you one of those motorized carts, I can go right ahead and do that. And she said, for what? And I said, because we're going to the museum. And if you're not exercising now, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. So I want you to see the same way that I talk to my patients is how I talk to my family. And my dad will tell you, my dad rides his bike, I think, once or twice a week at least, Dad? Yeah. But he's out there riding by, and he's usually up before we're up, and he'll say, oh, I saw, looks like Scott left, or did Scott go take the boys to school early? Because he's up early doing what he has to do. But as a whole, those of you who are here, you realize the importance of taking care of your body. And I love it that I see some children that are here, the young ones, the older ones. We have a few teenagers here. And you realize the importance of taking care of your body from day one. And I can't stress the importance of that. And I know I keep saying importance because it is important. And I also feel that with the book, we're talking about mentally, we're talking about physically, but we also have a spiritual component too. And I don't feel that anything ever happens by coincidence. So the sheer fact that I was in Florida to launch my book, because the idea basically was something that my husband and I, Scott, had talked about for years about me writing a book. But there's a program called Odyssey Network. And yes, a couple of my Odyssey sisters, and that's how I met Nikki and Billy there, was through Odyssey. But one of the things was, I'm thinking through my head while I'm away, getting ready to sell my book, because 2 years ago, I was in a book writing course that Odyssey had come up with called How to Write a Book in 31 Days. But as I'm sitting in the course, it was at Naples, at the Ritz-Carlton, and it was in a beach house that I was doing the workshop. And all I could see as the instructor is sitting right in front of me was the beach and the water and people on the beach. That was on a Wednesday. That Friday, I was going to be heading from Florida to South Carolina for my grandmother's funeral because she died the week before at the age of 102. And I told the instructor, I said, I'm sorry, Dr. Larthenia. I said, I can't sit here. I said, too much is going on in my mind. And I said, and all I see is the beach. And I love going to the beach. The beach is a place where I really feel grounded and centered. Even for my birthday, I did a run on the beach with one of my friends. But that's where I find my inner peace. And I told her, I said, you know what? I'll be in contact with you. It took me a year to get back in contact with her, but thanks to Dr. Larthenia and Dante, you see the final product, which is mentally fit, physically strong. But going back to last week, I don't believe that it was a coincidence that I decided to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and Lance will tell you, I'm always here on Friday night for our Friday fitness party. But it wasn't a coincidence that I got up at 5:30 in the morning to go and take a boot camp, because that's how I met Billy. And after his class, I was talking to him and I said, you know, I'm looking for someone to come and speak at my book signing. And he's like, when, where? I got it, I'll be there. And little did I realize it was the anniversary of your motorcycle accident that particular day. So I know that that was not a coincidence. That was truly a blessing from God. So, mentally fit, physically strong. How do you all feel about that title? I can't really hear you. When you hear that, does anyone feel empowered? All right. So, Corethia, since you were the first one to raise your hand and you came all the way from New Jersey and you did my very first review on Facebook. Who did it first? No, you did the first. You did the first. Because you came home, you came home from Odyssey that Friday night, and you could have been relaxing with your husband, Warren, but instead you got in the tub and you read the book and then you sent me the message. So, because we are big into fitness, you can get any gift off of the table.
Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, I know which one I want already.
All right. So we asked a few questions, but at the same time, there is a young lady here who, has anyone ever had a breakup in a relationship? Yes, no? All right. For the most part, most breakups are done over the phone, or are they usually done in person? Person? All right. Has anyone ever received a breakup via a text? No? No one ever received a breakup over a text? Okay. Well, Somebody said that I was a very nice person, and believe it or not, I did receive a breakup via text. And that person knows who they are. They might act like they don't know who they are, but it goes to Cheryl. Cheryl was the one who sort of gave me that because she lived around the corner from me, and she was one of my original running partners. And she said that her goal was to get me to run a 5K. And once we ran the 5K, I got this nice text saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to meet you anymore in the morning at 5:30. I got you to the point that I need you to get to. But I'm going to still give you a present.
I don't remember that.
You can get a prize. Yeah, she broke up via text. We have Coach Landslide here. And Coach Landslide has been my, can I say it or can I not say it? No. Okay. So you have been my patient for how long?
Like 10 years?
Oh, for 10 years? For at least 10 years. And for those 10 years, he has been trying to get me to get started with his program, but I feel that sometimes the timing has to be right, and the timing wasn't right. But we've gotten to the point where we've been doing it, I think the Friday night fitness class for free for the past, year? I think a year and a couple of months. So we've been very consistent. So you have everything you need, so I'm not going to give you anything. You have everything that you need. But I encourage you all, because he breaks down the class so that it's something that's very user-friendly no matter what the age. And I think my aunt came to the class once or twice, and my poor Aunt Margaret was walking like this. And by the end of the class, he had her standing erect. The sciatica that she was complaining about, she was no longer complaining about. But I will give something to my godmother, who's been our next oldest person, has been consistent, and that's Lorene. All right, so I'm not going to single people out because I don't want to forget anyone or anything, but I think it's important for us to recognize where we are in our fitness journey, but also to encourage each other along the way. And one of the ways that I found is best to get your encouragement is to have an accountability partner. And I have quite a few accountability partners. One of them basically must love me to death because she hung out with me yesterday and she's hanging out with me again today. And that's Tia. So, Tia, you have everything you need too, so you're not getting anything else. But what I wanted to do was just to stress the importance of making sure that you find somebody that you make a connection with, because they're going to hold us accountable. I have so many stories. There's even a story that I like to tell sometimes about one of my cousins who died a couple of days after she gave birth. And her husband already had a 2-year-old child with her, and he ended up relocating, marrying somebody else. And to this day, I've only seen my cousins through Facebook. But now that she's able to communicate with us, eventually we are going to see each other. But what I would like to extend on that is that you're here. You're given one life. It's truly up to you to do what you know is right. Unless you want another man, another woman to raise your child, you have to be the difference, because it's a reality. Anything can happen to any one of us at any point in time. So, my gift to you is to be mentally fit, physically strong. That's the best you that you can be. And keeping in mind the spiritual component, because without him, there would be none of us. And he's the one every morning, and I always say this, every morning before I get out of bed, I do my meditation, I pray, I thank God for the opportunity to have a practice, to have a business. It's been 15 years, and Scott will tell you that it hasn't been easy over the 15 years, but at the same time, it's a blessing for patients to come to me and to be open and honest about what is going on in their life so I can take care of them. And there are times where I'll cry with my patients. There'll be times that I'll curse at them. Yeah, there's a few that I've told not to come back. But for the most part, yeah, no, it wasn't you. But for the most part, it truly is a blessing, and it's an honor, and it's a privilege, and it's not something that I take lightly. But before I close, I guess I would like to introduce my husband, Scott Kershaw. You can come up. Come up. So this is his facility. So everybody knows that Scott is an attorney, but it's not enough that we already had one business in the family. He decided to start another business. And this is his baby, so you're welcome. Wait, here, you take the mic for a second, because I'm getting a little teary.
Well, if you haven't figured it out, Michele is very passionate about what she does. And I really didn't think of it so much as starting a new business, but really an extension of what her message is and what we try and embrace as a family. Really, fitness has become a way for us. I used to make a joke and say, I don't need a doctor. I don't need a diet. I just need you to run behind me, because every time I pick up something that I wasn't supposed to eat, well, it didn't make it to my mouth, let's put it that way. And, Fit Doc she really has embraced this, not only for the family, not only for her patients, but anybody who's gotten to know Dr. Michele has really gotten to see that she's really serious. She means business. Your health is important to her. And she really wants that to really, it starts with you. It starts with mothers, it starts in the family. And I listen to her, and people say, wow, you know a lot about medicine. And I'm like, no. I said, I just live with Dr. Michele. So it's kind of like that Holiday Inn thing. I slept at a Holiday Inn once. No, I live with Dr. Michele. So I've just learned all of these things vicariously. And it's really important. And the funny thing is that this Fit Doc journey has introduced her to so many different people. She's calling people out right now, but it has made our life, you all have made our lives richer. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you on behalf of the both of us. It is truly inspirational, the people that we've met on this journey. And we're just looking to kind of take it a little bit further with the facility. We want to open it up. We want to have access. We want our friends, our family, our community to come in. It's kind of funny. I know it's a little unassuming from the outside, but once people come in, they start to realize the potential of what we can do in facilities such as this. And so when the opportunity came to get involved in having a sports complex and opening it up to our communities, I had to take it. I said, it doesn't exist on Long Island. There's not another one like it. And it's kind of like a beach. They don't make any more, because there's a lot of construction going on. So it's hard to get these type of facilities. So I've learned to appreciate it. And we started off with the Fitness Fridays in terms of just being consistent and trying to encourage people. I do want to say this though. It's fitness and it's free. To be honest, I thought the class would be packed, because every time somebody talks about why they can, it's always been an access or a monetary issue. So I hope that you all will share with your family, your friends, co-workers, etc., that this is an opportunity. It's not going to get you in shape in one night, but it opens the door. It starts to get you moving. And what we like to say is, we just want to move the needle just a little bit. We want to inspire you. We want to motivate you to make it happen for yourselves. So you'll be not just fit doc, fit nurse, fit lawyer, fit accountant, fit business person, fit family member, fit mom, fit dad. It's all applicable. It's just a name. But in it is the journey, and what you do with that journey is so important. So thank you so much for coming and, being a part of this and being in the facility. If anybody wants to take a tour or anything or learn more about it, please see me or one of my staff. Thank you so much.
So, and part of the team is my twins, Marcus, come on up, and Steven. Come on up, guys, come on. Let's roll. Come on, Steve, let's roll. If you don't have your sneakers on. And I already spoke about my mom and my dad. I'm not gonna have them come up, but this is the family. Even though you always have one in a bunch that's always a little different. But he had his shoes off. He had a game today, so he'll be up. Okay. Now, many of you I've known for years. Some I've known for a couple of days. But each of you is very, very special to me. And I appreciate that on this day, you took time out of your schedule to come and to be with me, because I know there were so many other things going on between graduations, communions, for a Sunday at church. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, because I have patients here, I have friends here, I have patients here. I did say patients twice, yes. But we truly appreciate, oh yeah, and we even recruited my sister-in-law, Trina and Christina, even though they're more like family than my brother is. No, we love Michael too. But come on up, Trina and Christina. So when we say that we are serious about health, we are very serious about health. But I truly encourage you to find something that you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. It doesn't have to be running. I'm not asking you to run a marathon with me. It could be something as simple as dancing, just turning on your radio and just dancing for 20, 30 minutes at a time. But all that I ask is some type of movement. And we know that 80% of what you do for your body for fitness is what you eat. So start by really taking inventory about what you put in your mouth, because I say garbage in, garbage out. So if you're eating healthy foods, nutritious foods, that's going to give you the energy. And getting your rest, that's another thing, because we always take sleep for granted. So at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. The other 20% of your fitness is your exercise. So 80% nutrition, 20% of what you eat. And I think, was there anything else? Oh, okay. So Allison has something else. Hold on.
Michele, this was just sent over by the town of Hempstead. It's a certificate of recognition presented to Dr. Michele Reed on the occasion of this afternoon's book signing event being held at Next Generation Athletics, located in Westbury. The town of Hempstead is proud to have this opportunity to recognize the release of your book and to wish you continued success in all future endeavors. And it's signed by Senior Councilwoman Dorothy Gooseby and all of the other council people for the town of Hempstead.
Thank you. You want to do some questions? All right. So, what did you say? Oh, sorry. All right. And most of all, before I say thank you, I want this to be a networking event where you truly talk and engage to other people. You don't have to sit. We have some healthy snacks over there. Over here, Billy Davis, Coach Billy, and Coach Nikki have a product that they have, so you can talk to them. I'll be over here doing book signing. And at the same time, we can take pictures. You know, I love pictures. I think my lipstick is good today. So we can take pictures and just feel free to really talk, interact. Maybe if you're looking for someone to exercise with, you might find someone here today. You never know. But at the same time, a big thank you to everyone who came out. And this is not going to be the only one. This is like our official book launch. But I am willing to come to your church, to come to your gym, to come to your job, to talk to you, so we can expand on our relationship together as Fit Doc. So thank you, everyone.